I was watching this one guy on Instagram, I think last night. His name is Samuel Petra. Super dope artist, and his visuals are always on point. His visuals are always unified. And the thought that went through my mind is, if you're a filmmaker and you actually put like 10 hours a day into studying filmmaking and practicing and trying different techniques and all these things, lighting, color, then there's no excuse for you to not be one of the best in the world. And at least by best, I mean unique and individual to yourself. I think the world does a bad job of laying out the potential that we have as individuals. School is very limiting, and you all learn the same thing, and it's not very, doesn't push too many boundaries. And so if you really want to do something, whatever it is, I think you should definitely commit at least 5 hours a day to do that thing, to 5 hours of like real work where you're thinking about it, where you're questioning. And if you're a filmmaker, for example, like, okay, determine a scene that you're writing. Okay, you've written it. Now question, like, is it written well? What can you change to make it written better? And that takes like reading for yourself. That takes looking at other scripts and maybe lectures on communicating and stuff like that. But then, like, once you have the script done, okay, what do I want to make this shoot look like? How do I want to lay it out? Maybe start drawing, sketching, get better at that so that you're able to communicate what you want to see. Do some visualization. Like, I'm talking about really committing to it, like going in depth. Like, how can you create what you need to create? Because here's the thing. People at the top of their game, and it's not that you have to get to the top of your game. You don't have to be the best, but if you're going to do something, you may as well commit, your energy to it. Because what else are you using your energy for? And if you're not using your energy for anything else that's beneficial, then you may as well use it to try to make the best thing that you possibly can make. So that being said, I look at like a Timothy Chalamet or a Kendrick Lamar. They are at the top of their game, but why? Like, you can be on their level. What does it take? It just takes commitment. It just takes consistency. It takes devotion to the craft. And real devotion, like, the hours don't really matter as much as the input, as much as what you're learning, as much as your curiosity. So I want to say that. And I also want to say, I'm learning sales right now, and one of the things that is spoken about in becoming a better salesman, or the purpose of sales, is to convince people that your way is the best way, or at least a better way, a better option. And I'm thinking about when I go down to Dallas and how I'm going to interact with people. I want to be in control. I want them to know, like, obviously I don't know everything, but I want them to know what my goals are. I want them to know, like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not just looking to waste time to hang out with people. I'm looking to build specific relationships. And even when it comes to my family, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is how I'm trying to spend my time. I would love to hang out with you, and let's schedule it, like, put it down. And taking control of my life personally, and creating priorities for myself, and creating priorities for other people to abide by, boundaries. This is what sales is. It's like, it's just what I'm learning. How do you want people around you to behave? How do you want to behave? Where do you envision yourself going? And how can you control that narrative? Because obviously there are so many things outside of our control, but this conversation right now is not a conversation. It's not a matter of morally right or wrong. It's a matter of potential and choices. And when it comes to your life, you have control. over your decisions. So you must ask yourself, where do I want to go, so that I can create the choices and go along the path that is best suited for me to go where I desire, in, if you're a good person, in a morally sound way. So yeah, those are my thoughts this morning. I'm heading into work. Got about 3 weeks left. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe.